Welcome to Chana Talks Live TV. I'm Chana Gilman, your relationship mastery mentor. Take two. My selfie stick is broken. I hope my phone doesn't drop. Anyway, let's just do this. I started to say that what I want to say tonight is probably not going to be well received. It is probably greatly going to be misunderstood. I just think it has to be said. That's all I can tell you. Hi to everyone that's here. You know, the tragedy in Las Vegas was that. It was a complete, utter tragedy, a loss of human lives. The outpouring of donations, of blood, of taking water, of money, I think it's like nothing the U.S. has seen before. It's breathtaking in its scope. But that's not the piece I want to talk about. I read a post on Facebook about an hour ago. I was babysitting my granddaughter, and I just walked home at 11 o'clock at night in Israel by myself, and I felt so safe. I'd never do that in America. But the point I want to make is this. There was a woman that posted, she's 9 months pregnant. She has other children. She works full-time. And her husband is not abusive in a physical way, and she didn't even say in an emotional way. But the things that he is doing in the house is horrible. And the disrespect he's showing her for her condition, for her situation. This woman is not caring right now about Las Vegas. She didn't say that. I'm saying that. I'm sure she's devastated for what went on. But people, what's most important is what's going on in our own lives. And in order for, you know, it's one thing to think you're going to change the world and go out and protest and do great things. And that's all well and good. But if your own home is in shambles, if your relationship with your mother isn't working, if your husband feels deep disrespect because there are no secrets between the two of you and everything is shared with a sister, a mother, a best friend. If you've thrown someone under the bus to get a promotion, if you don't stop yelling at your children, if you can't stop, I couldn't stop for a long time. These are the things that matter in changing God's world. It starts with you. Now, why don't people look to change? Because it's inconvenient. People would rather be comfortable than inconvenienced with having to look at themselves. Now, there's a few reasons that people are afraid of looking at themselves. One is they know the humiliation they would face inside of themselves if they really admitted what they were seeing about themselves. Now, most people know what needs to be changed, but I'll never forget. It was 1994. We were newlyweds. We married in Israel and we moved back to New York. And we had an argument. And I knew, as I couldn't keep my mouth shut with anger, I knew that he was seeing the side of me that only I thought I knew about. I wanted to die 1,000 deaths, and I was sure the marriage was over right then and there. That's how deeply ashamed I was of what I felt no one else knew about me. Now there's the lie, and there's the rub. Everyone knows about you, long before you do. Think about that one, because it's absolutely the truth. We are energetic beings. The energy that we vibrate out is what communicates far louder than words do. Far louder than words do. And we're so afraid to face ourselves. I've said it before that our conscious thinking creates habit of how we live our lives. And that creates comfort zones, no matter how ugly it is, no matter how miserable that job is, no matter how much weight you've gained. The devil you know is the devil you love. And until you're able to really look at yourself, and that's what so many people don't want to do, nothing's going to change. The only thing that will change is you and the ripple effects you'll have in your family, with your friends, and with yourself. There's nothing to be ashamed of because everybody already knows you. I am sorry to break that news to you, but when I realized it, oh my God, I'm back. The Wi-Fi keeps cutting. When I realized that people knew me more than I knew me. You've all been somewhere in a large gathering and somebody walks in the room and you're automatically drawn to them, and you see a body language that you know is not, I don't know, that it's off. That it's, let me just see what's going on with this phone. I don't know what's happening here, but anyway. Stop being afraid to get to know yourself. In order for anything to change, you have to change. That's the simple, honest truth. Going out and protesting is one, but I'm going to find a different place, maybe closer to the Wi-Fi. But going out and protesting is wonderful, but that isn't going to change anything. Trying to get some light here. That isn't going to change anything for you. It's a wonderful distraction. I save the world. I go to protests. Great, go, do. But until you can get your daladamos, as we say, your house in order, you're not changing anything. And women, when you're in your masculine energy and your kid is disrespectful, and then you're going to just withhold your love and not talk to them, that's not fixing the kid. That's not helping anybody. That's showing them how conditional your love is, and that if you want them in your life, they have to be a certain way. Give it up. Give it up. It's for you to change, no one else. And I promise you, through my own experience and my 10 years in this journey, that as I started to change, everything fell away. People came into me. I began to attract differently. Today I am different. I'm not afraid to say anything that's on my mind. And that's what I want for you. But you can't change what you don't know needs changing. And the first step is to look at yourself. And Las Vegas was a huge wake-up call for so many people. But it shouldn't just be a wake-up call on a global communal level. It should be a wake-up call personally. Get your in order. I wanted to use a juicy word because it's that important. Get your act together. Get yourself together. Because until you do, nothing's going to change for you, or your kids, or your husband, or whoever you're involved with. How do I know? I didn't look at me for a long time. I just threw that energy around like a bull in a china closet. That's right. Today I don't have that energy. Today, people are seeing me from a year ago. Well, I was here in February. They're shocked that I'm thinner than I was then. Like, how did you not gain your weight back? Because beautiful women, when you lose your issues in your tissues, the water can flow through the hose. There's nothing to hide. You know, my coach posted today, I'd rather say oops than what if. Make a mistake. Fail forward. Don't be perfect. Free yourselves from your captivity. You're people-pleasing. You're pretzeling, as I used to call what I was doing. Oops. Sorry, made a mistake. If you can't look at you and you can't forgive you, do you think you're going to be able to forgive anyone else in your space? Of course not. And when you get off of this video, you're going to think about what I'm saying and go, oh my gosh, how does she know? Because I was you. And today I'm me. Oops. This video may not go over big. Oops. Sorry. But I feel it needs to be said. It starts with you. For anything to change, you have to change. The world will take care of itself. If all of us got on board, if all of us women got on board with this, and the ripple effects in our home and outward with our kids and their school and their work, you and your work, your relationships. You know, that woman that wrote in Facebook has 328 responses when I looked at it. Do you know what they were telling her? Call his mother, tell his father. How could he treat you like that? You know what? It's not a husband problem. It's a relationship problem. He didn't get married to her to say, I'm going to turn into a miserable creature and make her life miserable. It doesn't work like that. Something is rubbing him wrong. He's hurting to behave like that. And it would behoove her to find out what it is. How do I do that, Chana? Well, you don't keep asking the husband who hasn't taken the garbage out the last 100 times you asked to yell at him 101 times. It's not going to change anything. For anything to change, you have to change. Get into a heartfelt, compassionate place and ask him, what am I doing that is causing you to behave like this, and what can I do to help us? How can I get back on board with you? Oh my. Can you imagine? Anyway, I'm going on, I'm rambling. But, you know, between Las Vegas and save the global community to the miserable lives that some people are living, oh my God. Take care of you. Take care of your junk. My son is calling. Take care of you. Take care of what needs fixing. Fix it. Make an apology. Make the phone call. Stop scorekeeping. Quit measuring. Stop. Just stop. The world will take care of itself if our ripple effects will go far enough, and they will. I love you. You are beautiful women. And that's it. I'm Chana Gilman, your relationship mastery mentor. I may or may not go on to... I don't know if you just heard me yell at my son. Practice what I preach, right? But there's my oops, if that's on this video. Oops. Oops. Live with oops. Say oops. I'd rather say oops than what if I'd have done it? What if I'd have tried it? What if Chana was right? Anyway, I'm going to oops myself out of here. I don't know what you're hearing on the video behind the scenes. I may or may not be on tomorrow. We have a 3-day holiday. I will be back on Sunday. This is Chana Gilman, your relationship mastery mentor. Beautiful women, join my Facebook group, Relationship Mastery with Confidence and Dignity. You're all welcome in there. I love you. You are beautiful. Own it. Fix you. Everything else will take care of itself. Bye, everyone.